free course for 10 years. But Jeff Halper, who was heading up a Canadian boat to Gaza in the next few months, told me something that really makes me feel I've been around too long. He said that when he asked the people of Gaza what they most needed on that boat, they said hearing aids. The children of Gaza are deaf. They are deaf because the F-16s come down 30 feet above their heads and break the sound barrier. And this is from Jeff Halper, so I hope everyone here goes on the net under the Canadian boat to Gaza, if they can help out. And what I'm asking you, Dr. Finkelstein, is, do you think the Gazans will actually get them, the hearing aids?
All right, thank you.
My question is along the same lines as Krishna's. Maybe if you could speak to the Ottawa Protocol, recent developments here in Canada that are trying to actually create government dialogue that equates criticizing Israel to anti-Semitism, and as well maybe about the disconnect between, I guess, let's leave it at that.
All right, great. And the last question on this side. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Viva Norman, first of all, to start. I give you a lot of respect for you. Be honest to everybody and be straight up. You know, I give you a lot of respect, especially, I think you're a Jew for the Jews, you know what I mean? Something very precious that we gotta hold on to. So, in the name of God, the most merciful, the most beneficent, peace be upon all the prophets, to the last prophet Muhammad, and arrival.
You might want to skip the preamble. Why don't we get to the question?
The question is that we really know right now there's a big conflict in the region, right? And a lot of the world is not intervening, nobody's saying nothing, the United Nations are sitting quiet, right? And we got Israel with a lot of nuclear arsenals, we know this, we know one of the nuclear scientists that was working with them was in prison and he's not allowed to express himself, and he has, so we do know that, right? So
you got about 30 more seconds, come on.
So they're planning obviously to some way one day launch a nuke, and it's not a Holocaust, so I'm saying the conflict that's going on, do you think that actually the Iranian powerhouse and their friends are going to actually defeat Israel from the region in America, or is it going to, what's going to happen? What do you think?
Good. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
All right. The minute Norman wraps up his answers to these, I guess, 9 questions, that everyone's going to be putting on their coats. And it's going to be really hard for me to get your attention. So if I can ask, after Norm finishes answering these 9 questions, just give me 30 seconds. We've got to give away our posters, and we have a gift to present him. So just hang on for another 30 seconds after Norm finishes. So Norm, take it away. 9 minutes? Good luck.
Well, the first question is easy enough to dispose of because I didn't see the documentary. The last film I saw was opening night of The Wizard of Oz. The second question was a very good one. What do I mean by modernizing our Muslim world? And I think the person asked in good faith, does that mean duplicating the United States from the West? Or does that mean finding a role for Islam within the process of modernizing the Arab world, the Arab Muslim world? And I have to answer in all honesty and humility that I don't have an answer to that question. That's something that the Arab and Muslim world is going to have to figure out on its own. How to preserve its cultural, and in many cases, though not at all, its cultural and its Islamic religious values, and at the same time, create the kind of environment that will enable the people to live a life of dignity and enable in particular the poor, who are overwhelmingly the populations of those worlds, to enjoy some of the benefits of a technologically advanced culture. And I think that's what the people of that part of the world want. It was very striking to me when I watched the videos and I was listening to what the people want. And they say they want to be respected, they want to their intellectuals to be respected, then they don't like to live for $1.50 a day. They want the same basic rights as everybody else. How to do it? How do you synthesize the truth? I don't have an answer to that, but I do think it can be done. I can't prove it, but you have a fairly secular person like Mohammed al-Baradei. He said, I don't share the values of the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. They're much more conservative than me. But he says I can work with them, and that we can find a way. And I think it's possible. You ask me why I think it's possible? Well, it's because I meet many young Canadian and American Muslim, practicing Muslim students who are faithful to their religious values, but are also eager to see their country and their people take a place in the modern world with the same dignity as everyone else. And they recognize the problems. But they're also clear-headed. It can be done. And I've met too many very smart, very lucid Muslim Arab students who doubt that it can be done. It can be. I'm pretty confident of that, but I can't tell you how. The U.S. role in the region, you could see the U.S. role. All the doubts and all the illusions, they were dispelled. That's one of the wonderful things about people's revolutions. When the politics reaches a high point of intensity, all the illusions suddenly are dispelled. So Mr. Barack Obama, that pathological narcissist, is doing all platitudinous, vapid, insipid speeches, constantly, endlessly, ceaselessly, incessantly speechifying. And then when the moment of truth came, the moment of the judgment moment, from the beginning to the end of those 18 days, he showed his complete contempt for the democratic aspirations of the people of Egypt. First trying to keep Mubarak in power, and that didn't seem like it would fly. Bringing in the chief torturer of the Egyptian regime, Mr. Suleiman, and that didn't seem to fly, suddenly discovering that they wanted freedom among the Egyptian people. It was such a farce. He wrote a book, he quotes book, The Audacity of Hope. Well, here you have really, if ever there were a case, the audacity of hypocrisy. The day after the Egyptian revolt, he started lecturing the Iranian government. You should allow for freedom in Iran, like freedom in Egypt. Oh yeah, Barack, you were really there for the people.